Welcome back in. Last week, Kevin, John, and I had a chance to spend some time with the boxing team from Sac State's new Combat U program here in the ABC 10 studios. And in addition to learning about the program, we were given a preview of a major event coming to Sacramento.
Welcome back in. Well, as you guys can see, we are joined by some special guests here in the studio, and this is actually a first for ABC 10. We are blessed to be joined by Sac State's inaugural Combat U program, and we're blessed to have a few members of the boxing team up here in the studio. So let me go ahead and introduce them to you guys. Representing the boxers, we're going to start off over here. We have Austin Melendez. Nice mustache too, Austin. And right next to him, Ayana Gonzalez. All right, now we're going to go to this side. The head boxing coach, Brandon Gonzalez. And Brandon, you got some heavy boxing gear there, which I know nothing about, but I'm sure works well for you guys.
Yeah, just some training equipment, some focus mitts, some boxing gloves, so just some of the stuff we use in our daily routine.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for coming down here and spending some time with us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So I guess first things first, a lot of people are aware of Combat U and how this program kind of was implemented at Sac State in its first year. It's this first of its kind program. But if you could just explain a little bit about what this program is, how it came about, and how excited you are to be a part of this.
I'm definitely excited to be a part of it. It's actually an initiative all spearheaded by the president of the university, Dr. Luke. This is a vision of his that come together. He's partnered up with Uriah Faber, Flawless Boxing as well. We're offering all the combat sports on campus, boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, as well as boxing. Like you said, we have the collegiate boxing team here getting ready to start competition, and we have 2 state-of-the-art facilities on campus, and we have a bunch of students, close to 700 students participating in different combat sports. So it's a huge initiative, and like I said, we're all grateful to be a part of it.
I love it. 700, that's a lot of kids in combat there. Now, Austin and Ayana, I'm curious, what made you guys say, I want to do this boxing thing and be a part of this program?
Well, 4 years ago, one of my buddies got me into the sport. Invited me over to the boxing gym at my local hometown. And, I got hooked with it. And moving up here to go to school at Sac State, I had the opportunity to join Uriah Faber's gym and train there. And while I was training there, I had the opportunity to meet our school's president, Luke Wood. And he mentioned the opportunity of starting this program, and that got me real excited to be able to compete for the school. So here we are now, and I'm ready to compete.
Whew, okay, so for me, boxing was not my sport at all. I grew up playing other sports like gymnastics, tennis, and stuff like that. So about a year ago, I started training with my dad, and I was like, wait, I'm kind of liking this now. I'm like, this could be something good for me. And then when I found out about the opportunity at Sac State, I'm like, I'm about to start college. I'm liking boxing. Like, why not take this opportunity to get ahead in my education and my athletic ability? So. Yeah.
Hearing their stories, it's funny, you talk to a lot of boxers or MMA fighters, combat athletes, and they talk about that hook, right? You try it for the first time, and I don't think too many people walk into a gym for the first time and go, I'm looking to get punched in the face today. But it goes beyond that, right? For both of you, what was it that hooked you about boxing, hooked you about the sport, and made you want to compete at a high level at Sac State?
Well, I started it just as a workout. I started, I was lifting and doing weights and stuff, but I really wanted to get in, and I didn't like running, which is a little ironic now because we're running 15 miles a week. But I want to do something cardio, something a little bit more involved. And, I watched UFC, with my dad growing up and watched different events, big names in boxing, big pay-per-views. And, the sport always interested me. And having that buddy push me in the door and say, come on, just get in here, one session, one free trial. And you get in there and you just start flowing, you feel it, you like it. And, man, it's fun. I don't know what it is about it because, getting hit in the head, you wouldn't think that's fun, but I love the sport, man.
It sounds like you're having fun because you're doing more of the hitting than the receiving. I'm assuming that. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about and why we're excited to have you here is coming up, you guys have your inaugural Causeway Classic boxing match against UC Davis. And I know this is something that both schools and programs are excited about for this. How excited are you guys for this, and how bad do you want to beat them, literally and figuratively speaking? Whoever wants to take it.
Okay. I personally am very excited. You know, it's a big opportunity to kind of showcase our skills and like everything that we've been working towards this whole time. There's definitely a friendly rivalry. You know, we have Davis people who train with us in our gym, so, you know, we tease them a little bit, we go back and forth, but it's all camaraderie. And I think Sac State is doing big, giving this opportunity to students and people interested in boxing.
And Coach, this card is going to be not just loaded and exciting, it's also one heck of a venue, right?
Yeah, no, the Maury Auditorium downtown, we're talking about 3,500 people inside of the auditorium, people from Davis, people from Sac State, but we're also putting some outstanding USA boxers, some of the best in our area, on the card, as well as other collegiate boxers. So it's going to be a huge event for not just the two universities, but also just for the boxing community in general. We want to make sure that the other colleges, the other athletes get this type of exposure, because again, this is a huge, huge event. You know, we're encouraging everybody to come out and support. It's going to be a great event.
Now, as y'all can see, we're in a television studio, right? So we're kind of more of the showbiz side of things. And I know while you guys are focused on what happens in the ring and getting ready for the fights, there's always the element of like selling the fight and making sure those fights are exciting and draw those crowds. I'm not going to put you guys on the spot and make you start selling yourself as fighters or cutting promos or anything like that. But how would you, I guess, talk up or sell this Combat U program? You guys are the first ever to do this here at Sac State, so it's brand new. You guys are kind of the trailblazers for this. How would you kind of sell or talk up what you're getting to do, the opportunity you're getting, and how this program is preparing both of you for this?
Well, the scale of this event is absolutely unbelievable. You know, it's an opportunity for amateur fighters, even professional fighters don't really even get the opportunity to fight in a venue, you know, as significant as the Memorial Auditorium. It's, you know, possibly going to be streamed on ESPN Plus. The thousands of people in the crowd. You know, it's a big opportunity, and the team has been working really hard. We've been putting a lot of effort in. I think we're going to show up. We're going to put on a good show. We want to show that we can put on shows like this of this scale now. So we want to pack that auditorium so we can, you know, prove that we can have shows like this and do more in the future. We're real excited.
Let me ask you this. You said earlier that your father is one of your inspirations to getting into boxing. Now that you have been trained and everything, if you and your father were to step into a ring, who's beating who?
You know?
Be careful what you say.
Let's just say, I think he'd just take it. I think he'd just stand there and I think he'd take it.
Okay, all right.
Ayana TKO.
Yeah, exactly. Good deal. I guess that leads me to my next thing. You know, obviously as combat sports are starting to become, you start to see a lot more female representation in them as far as MMA, UFC, more so than it was 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and whatnot. But you know, just as a woman in the sport, you know, what do you think? What do you think that means just for other girls who are watching? And do you feel that you're, you know, kind of a trailblazer or whatnot, at least for this program, because it's the first of its kind thing there as a woman?
I honestly think it's definitely challenging sometimes being like surrounded predominantly by guys. And I think for a lot of girls that can maybe be intimidating. You kind of have to have a way of it, you know. You kind of have to learn how to navigate it on your own. But I think proving that anybody, regardless, female, male, can do a combat sport. It doesn't have to be necessarily to compete or to fight, you know. It's good for females to get into it for self-defense, exercise, like everyone goes into it for different reasons. So I want to encourage all the females out there who want to get into boxing or who may have a fear of it. I'd say just get past it, try it. You never know what you might get from it. Yeah.
And Coach,
I love that.
In our region, boxing has a rich history, right, in this region, right? And a lot of pride in this sport, a lot of unbelievable talent has come out of this region in this sport. For those who might not understand, not just the Sacramento, but going down to Stockton, Modesto, the 209, going to the Bay, how big is this sport here, and how excited is Sac State to help usher in that next golden era of boxing?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. So boxing, Sacramento is a boxing-rich town. We talk about world champions like Diego Corrales, trained by my former trainer, Ray Woods. Talk about Loretta Garza, Tony Lopez, big champions. You had Don Charkin promoting down there at the War Week over there at the Arco Arena. So yeah, boxing has a very rich history. A lot of prospects that come out over the last several years. And now this is just another component. This is proof that, combat sports has been so big and thriving here over the last, 10, 20, 30 years. And I think we're getting back to, where we belong as one of the boxing rich cities, along with like Atlantic City, Las Vegas. Sacramento definitely has that opportunity as well as the talent to build up to that type of venue.
I can't wait for fight night.
I can't wait either, man. I'm already ready right now. As you see, let me see if this works.
Hold on.
Anyway, well, that's awesome. You guys have been putting in the work, and you guys will get a chance to see them once again. The inaugural Causeway Classic boxing match fight night will be Friday, 22nd at Memorial Auditorium. Doors open at 6 o'clock. The match starts at 7 p.m. It will definitely be a fun and intense evening, to say the least. So make sure you go out and support them. Once again, the Sac State Combat U boxing team here. Thank you guys so much for spending your time with us this evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course, thanks for having us. Yeah.